Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the meeting of the Grandville City Council. I'd like to call the meeting to order. And Marcy, would you call the roll, please?
Councilmember Gelderlos.
Present.
Meringa.
Present.
Nordhook. Steenstra.
Here.
Troost.
Present.
Vanderwa.
Present.
And Mayor Mas.
Here. So you notice a couple members are missing. Justin Nordhook has been asked to be excused. Is there a motion to excuse him tonight?
So moved.
Motion and support. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Yes. Any opposition, please say no. And Councilmember Troost has also asked to be excused. Is there a motion to excuse him?
So moved. Support.
Motion and support. Discussion. If all those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposition, please say no. Well, tonight for the invocation, we have Councilmember Josh Meringa, last invocation of the year and right before Christmas. So for those of you who wish, I'd invite you to stand for that invocation, and we're going to follow that with a pledge of allegiance.
Shall we pray? Dear God, thank you for this day. Thank you for bringing us to this meeting tonight. I pray that you be with us tonight as we make decisions for this community, that you'll give us wisdom and discernment, and that you will be with everyone here. I pray that you be with those who can't be here tonight, who are ill or traveling, that you'll keep them safe and restore them to health. Just want to thank you, Lord, for all the people that work here in the city, that serve in the community in various ways, both our employees as well as our volunteers and our residents, those who live here, those who work here, those who come here during the day to school and different things as well, that you'll give them what they stand in need of. I pray that you will give us a spirit of generosity this time of year, look for opportunities to help others and to serve. I pray that you'll bring peace on earth and goodwill to men during this time of year as well, as we think about the holiday season and Christmas and New Year's approaching as well, that you'll give us a renewed spirit of joy and service and give us all the things that we need. We thank you for the blessings that you've provided to us individually and to this community, and help us to continue to serve in a way that is blessing to those around us. I pray that you forgive us for our sins and give us what we stand in need of. In Jesus' name, amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate that very much. You have before you an agenda for tonight's meeting. Is there a motion to approve that agenda?
So moved. Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say yes. Yes.
Yes.
Any opposition, please say no. We also have our minutes from our last meeting, which was only a week ago, Monday, December 9. Had a chance to take a look at those. Marcy, as always, does a great job. Is there a motion to approve those minutes?
So moved.
Support.
Motion, support. Any comments, corrections, anything anybody wants to point out? If not, all those in favor of approving, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposition, please say no. Time for presentation of the bills. Compared to what it's been, it's kind of a smaller amount, still substantial.
It is.
About $250,000, but yeah.
Yes, it is a relatively a quick turnaround between last week and this week, so not too many bills on the docket this time. But I'll point out just a few that may stand out as not normal or not vendors that we see all the time. So first we have an invoice in the amount of $2,898.80 from All Meshed Up Inc. This is a bunch of miscellaneous DDA supplies and purchases for a lot of the different initiatives that they have going on. We do have one of our IT services payments to the city of Walker in the amount of $32,304.85. Motor pool fuel payment to Grandville Public Schools, who we partner with when it comes to gas and diesel for our motor pool, in the amount of $14,609.80. We have an invoice in the amount of $8,452.50 to OCBA Landscape Architects. This is a payment in regard to finalization of the plans for Mill Race Park that had been submitted to both the DNR and Eagle for permit review. The most recent update I received from them is assuming we get through those reviews and receive our permits, we should be ready to go out to bid for that project in Q1 of 2025. You have a payment in the amount of $3,185 to Simple Enterprises LLC. This is a facade grant reimbursement to one of our downtown businesses at 4004 Chicago Drive. The DDA's approved a number of different exciting facade grants over the past couple months, and you can see the progress of many of those taking place. We have an invoice in the amount of $8,825 to Verdon Company. This was the repairs and updates to the City Hall clock tower that were approved by City Hall back in August. And then lastly, we had an invoice in the amount of $10,700 to Vandervelde Hafner LLC. This was the completion of our audit and reporting for this year. So several other invoices on there that I'm happy to discuss in more detail, but that's all I have for right now.
Okay. Any questions for Griffin on any of the bills for tonight? If not, is there a motion to approve the bills tonight in the amount of $244,740.71?
So moved. Support.
Motion support. Marcy, would you call the roll, please?
Councilmember Merringa,
Yes.
Steenstra,
Yes.
Vanderwall,
Yes.
Gelderlos,
Yes.
and Mayor Mas.
Yes. Okay, time for public comment. Anybody here tonight like to address the council? Just come on up to the podium, give us your name, address, and tell us what you're thinking about tonight. Last chance this year for public comment, so.
May I say something
Absolutely.
without having to go to the podium?
Huh?
May
Yeah,
I say something? Okay.
absolutely.
Martha, I just want to thank you for the dishwashing coupons. Cute story. Appreciate it. I'll try it. We're not always on the same page. You know that. We have some different philosophies in life. I just want to tell you, though, a year ago you gave us a bamboo toothbrush.
Uh-huh.
And recently my granddaughter spent the night unexpectedly, and I gave her the bamboo toothbrush, and she loved it. And it led to this discussion. Why is it bamboo? Plastic versus bamboo, this, that, and the other. Two schools of thought. She went home with the bamboo toothbrush. So I just thought I'd share that with you.
You know, I go to the dentist now and they don't even offer me toothbrushes anymore.
So,
So it's just baby steps.
I-
Thank you so much.
and I did read half of the book you gave us a couple of years ago on plastic.
Yeah, huge share, they're full,
Yeah, so anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. Thanks.
Well, let me just piggyback on that. The reason I have a water bottle out of glass is because of Martha Vermeulen, and every time I go to the refrigerator for this, I think of
you
her,
go.
so, thank you. Anyway, public comment. Mitch, welcome.
Good evening. Mitch Leachman, 3963 Basswood Drive. And I'm a little annoyed that Paul's not here. Even though it was not a city function, I attended my first Grand Rapids Symphonic Band concert yesterday at the high school and was just like totally enamored, totally blown away. And of course, Paul is in the trombone section. So I was going to give him props.
Yeah.
But y'all can share that with him when you see him next. That's not why I came up here. You have in your packet, and JR may have comments at the end of the meeting as well, but you do have some slides from the Environmental Sustainability Committee at the end of the packet. I do serve on that committee, and I just wanted to draw your attention to them and just say a couple of words. One, and I did speak to you very briefly after we had that event. I did fail at that time to say thank you for y'all's very efficient approval for the funding that we used to secure the animal ambassadors from Blandford Nature Center that we had at the event. So that's one thing. And none of this, by the way, presupposes or eliminates the plan for an annual review that Jason Flanagan, the chair of our committee, will do after the new year, and that will be scheduled. That will be on your agenda. But partnerships are always so important. This was the sort of first of its kind event. We certainly hope to have this event annually. But we were just thrilled. Friends of Buck Creek, of course, is always a great partner for almost anything we do ecological in the city. But we had wonderful staff support from ALGRO, Lower Grand River Organization of Watersheds, many of you know, and then also WMIAC, the West Michigan Environmental Action Council. They both sent staff, and they were essential staff to provide one of our key pieces to that event, which was getting people in the water of Buck Creek and helping them understand and see the actual wildlife inside the creek, in the water. Macroinvertebrates is the official name for those critters. So we were really thrilled with the way the event went. We had great weather for it. We had nice attendance. And thanks to Martha for initiating these slides that we provided for you, and just wanted to again draw attention to it. The last thing I would say, which is a little bit more of a personal comment, a little less official in the context of the ESC, but this event, this type of activity, is only possible, and the point of the event was introducing people and showing them the nature and the ecology and the wildlife of our community. It's only possible to do that when we have these wild, natural, semi-wild spaces, right? So it was held at Wedgwood Park. Wedgwood has a whole lot of development, right? A lot of grass, playgrounds, and so on. But it has the creek, and there are some borders along the creek that are largely natural. And so I'm just emphasizing, just taking an opportunity here while I'm talking to you all and taking up your time, and just drawing attention to the fact that those types of public spaces, those spaces that are not managed by the square foot, that are not managed for active recreation like ball fields and dogs and so on, but more in a passive sense, right? Passive recreation, natural spaces and things. Those are also really critical. They're really critical for our community. They're really critical for our residents. And some of us very specifically are mostly interested in that type of recreation rather than the active stuff, the sports and things, as important as those things are. So I just thought, you know, while I'm going to stand here for a minute and draw attention to those slides, share maybe a bit of a personal comment about the critical importance of passive recreation in other types of public spaces that are not necessarily intensively managed. So, but happy holidays. Thank you for your service, and appreciate it.
Thank you for the comments. Appreciate them, Mitch. Anybody else like to make public comment? Martha, how are you?
Martha Vermeulen, 4263 Indian Spring, here in beautiful Grandville. I concur, by the way, with what Mitch said, but we know that. You were gone, Tim, when I gave my little speech, and welcome back, by the way. I'm here this evening to talk about the state of Buck Creek, because as you all know, it is one of the things that drew me to Grandville, and it's worth talking about. I'm excited that the board for Friends of Buck Creek is in a transition. We're getting younger people. I'm not getting any younger. I know I look like I am, but I'm not. We have a new president. His name is Grant Simons. He is a civil engineer who works for Wyoming, but he lives here in Grandville and shares the same passions as the rest of us. And I am so excited that we now have high school students from the Grandville Dream Team coming to our meetings, and they're not getting credit for anything. It's because they care. So it's the face of the board is getting younger, but I usually do a slideshow, and I was hoping we'd do that with Grant, but it didn't work out. But anyway, I just want to do a little quick summary. So if you'd humor me, I'd really appreciate it. As you know, Buck Creek still has fish in it, and that's good. That's a good thing. That's because all those fish feed a lot of other creatures, and of course, like Mitch was talking about, those little teeny, the scientists call them bugs, but they're really macroinvertebrates. It's all an amazing cycle. So that's the good news. It's amazing that we still have this urban trout stream. They are very rare in the state of Michigan, so we really want to treasure and protect it. being me and still being very much a novice at these kind of things, I went to someone I felt was an expert. And some of you may know him. His name is Dave Helder. I know Charlie has worked with him. He's with Shrem's Trout Unlimited. And I said, Dave, what are your concerns about Buck Creek? Because this man, honestly, I'm not exaggerating. I know I exaggerate sometimes. He has probably in the creek traveled all 20 miles of it. He knows Buck Creek. So I said, Dave, what should I tell City Council? I was hoping he'd be here, but he couldn't make it. Well, he first said he thought it was really, really important to protect it from further development, especially the floodplain along the creek, which kind of ties into that mill race thing we were talking about. He also said, and of course this is near and dear to my heart because I was a teacher for many years, and I guess I kind of still am, teaching other people what they can do. And we do that through the cleanup. Many of you have volunteered on the cleanup in the past, which really opens your eyes to what goes on in that creek. We have a website with information. We have events. This last one that Mitch was just talking about, thank you again for your support. That was an amazing event. And I know we're going to do it again next year, and there'll be more people there. He also said he thinks it's really important to include farmers. There's a lot of farmers south on Buck Creek, upstream, that are working with the county, but they're still not up to speed with what really needs to be done to protect that creek. He also said things that we can do that are really important is to protect the banks. We have that monitor. We were really lucky to get it. And one of the things it measures is temperature. And the temperature keeps going up and up and up. And it just breaks my heart because I know the warmer the water is, the less oxygen there is. And of course, you guys know the rest of that formula. So the more we can do to protect those banks from erosion, but also to shade the water, planting native trees, planting native plants. I still go and talk to my neighbors about some of them that still want to mow their grass right down to the edge of the watersheds in the creek. But that's an education piece. You know, we need to educate and elevate. That's what I see all of our jobs being. He said it was really important to increase if we can, native wetlands, because we've lost so much. I mean, when that mall went in, and that was right as I was moving in 25 years ago. I mean, that was a huge wetland, wasn't it? And now it's gone. And those are so important in filtering and cleaning water. Our storm water is full of pollution and temperature, and it needs to be cooled, and that's one way to do it. He also mentioned, we've talked about this before, reducing road salt. Do we have any of our DPW guys here? I know that's a pain. I know it's hard. And we need to educate people that sometimes a little bit is plenty. And also that at a certain temperature, road salt doesn't even work. So I leave that to the experts, but he did mention that. He said it was his words, highly detrimental to freshwater streams. So let's see here. I suspect some of you think, I have a neighbor who drove by one day and she says, "Are you that crazy lady who's growing weeds?" And she was referring to my milkweed that's growing out front. And I thought, ooh, I really didn't know how to respond. And then she started laughing. And she says, "I know what you're doing. You're planting that milkweed for monarch butterflies." And it's like, yeah. And she says, "My sister in Florida taught me about that." There we go. Educate, elevate. That's what we need to be doing. So I'm just not that crazy lady growing weeds. I see. Now that I'm retired, I have a lot of time to read. You know this too. Corporations are making huge amounts of money, polluting our air, our food, our water, and they're so insidious in planting these little seeds of doubt, like, well, it might be, or it may be, or there's some scientists that disagree. But if we look around, what are we? Almost to Christmas. And what was the temperature today? 50 degrees. That's monkeying around with a lot of things that we've been told, are just cyclical. So I'm here to encourage our city government to join many city governments across this nation in looking forward to resiliency. What can we do? How can we plan? And I'm saying we, I'm saying city government, I'm saying Friends of Buck Creek, I'm saying the Environmental Sustainability Committee, the Tree Project. We have so many awesome environmental groups in this city, but we need to come together and plan together. Because I'm proud of this city, and I want it to thrive, and I want it to remain beautiful. In fact, we're improving the tree canopy as I speak, and there's so many other things we can do. So thank you for your time. And was there anybody who didn't get one of these envelopes? Did you get one? Good, good. Because you know my vendetta against plastic. Those of you who've joined Friends of Buck Creek and our cleanups, you know we pull out plastic, and styrofoam. So I just found out a few years ago, this I couldn't believe this. We humans are polluting our water with plastic in a way I never imagined. It's through our clothes, our synthetic clothes, where the plastic particles go through the laundry cycle, through our dishwasher tabs, thus your gift, through our laundry tabs, because they're all plasticized. So this is and I tested these. These are awesome dishwasher tablets. I was skeptical, to be honest with you, but they're great. So enjoy them. If you like them, I gave you some information. I am not promoting, I'm not getting any kickbacks from this company. Although I did see my bamboo toilet paper is now doing kickbacks for referring people. I've gotten several people transferred to that. So anyway, thank you. Have a beautiful Christmas. Thank you for all you do, all of you. This city couldn't run without you. And, there's that lady. Thank you, Teresa, for all you do. Thank you.
She's gonna make me laugh.
Martha, thank you for the gift.
You're welcome.
Thank you for the comments, and thank you for your passion and volunteerism
I appreciate
in
it.
Grandville. Thank you. Anybody else like to address the council? Just come on up. Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome.
Seth Roma, 908 Bryant Street, Wyoming. I just simply want to say thank you for opening up the towing bid to other companies in the area. It's been a long time coming for City of Grandville to not piggyback off of Wyoming, so that's awesome. Glad we finally got to bid. My family owns Grand Valley Towing, so that's all I want to say was thank you, and glad I'm here.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you. Nice talking to you,
Yeah, you
this
as well.
morning, and thank you for submitting the bid. Appreciate
you.
that. Anybody else? Chris, anything? Okay. Anybody else? Last call, last chance. Okay. We'll go down to the consent agenda. Few things, a couple reports. The fire report, another busy month.
Seems like they all are.
They all are. And I'm trying to think back 25 years ago when I saw the first ones. I know the numbers weren't this high. So thank you for what you do. We also have the investment report. Thanks, Jane, for taking good care of taxpayer money. We also have the minutes from the Historical Commission, their November meeting and the December meeting of the Downtown Development Authority. I encourage you, some good things. Any questions about that? Please let us know. We also have a resolution setting the 2025 City Council meeting dates. It's a whole list in there. And also need to set a special meeting for goal setting. That workshop will be on January 6th at the Library Community Commons at 5 p.m. And I believe that Griffin is making dinner for us, or providing dinner for us.
You will be fed. I don't think you want me to make it for you, though.
All right.
No one will enjoy that.
So any comments or questions about anything on the consent agenda? If not, is there a motion to approve that consent agenda?
So moved.
Motion
Support.
and support. Okay, any other questions, comments? All those in favor of approving, please say yes. Yes.
Yes.
Any opposition, please say no. City managers report, speaking of towing. first item.
Yes, thank you. So there's a memo in the packet that details the request to enter into an agreement with Merle's Towing. We do have Deputy Chief Reitman here to respond to any questions or concerns you all may have about that. But just for a little bit of background, as we heard from the gentleman with the other towing company, that traditionally the city of Grandville has partnered with the city of Wyoming when going out to bid for these towing contracts. We heard from another company that created some practical difficulties for them when it came to competing for that contract. So for the sake of giving everyone as level playing field as possible, we did do our own RFP this year. Just for the city of Grandville, we received 2 proposals. An evaluation of those is included in the packet, but ultimately, city staff and the police department is recommending we go with the low bid, which was Merle's Towing.
Good. Appreciate you making that available to this gentleman.
We appreciate everyone who submitted a bid.
Any questions for Griffin? If not, is there a motion to enter into the proposed contract with Merle's Towing?
So move.
Motion
Support.
and support. Any other comments or questions? Marcy, would you call the roll, please?
Councilmember Steenstra,
Yes.
Vanderwall,
Yes.
Gelderlos,
Yes.
Merringa,
Yes.
and Mayor Mas.
Yes. Next item, property and liability insurance.
Yes, a very exciting topic
Yes.
for us. But there's a memo in the packet that summarizes the renewal proposal from the MML liability and property pool. This includes a summary of some of the changes in cost, exposure, and coverages. The city of Grandville has been with this provider since 2022. The clerk's office did do quite a bit of legwork to seek some other quotes, but ultimately no others were submitted in time for consideration. My understanding is our organization's been happy with the coverage from the MML pool. This cost increase is 6%, which after an evaluation is in line with the market and our experience modification. So it's recommended that the city council renew our property and liability insurance with the MML liability and property pool for 2025.
Any questions for Griffin? Josh?
Just a comment, I guess. So I think I mentioned this before, but I was recently appointed to the board of directors for this property pool. I've only been to one meeting so far, so I don't think I was involved in any of the discussion about the rates or anything like that, but I'd like to recuse myself from voting on this matter, just in the interest of being on that board.
Is there a motion to allow Josh to recuse himself from this vote?
So moved. Support.
Motion support, any discussion? All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Okay, Josh, you don't have to vote on this one. Marcy, I have a question for you because I know that clerk's office is kind of right in the middle of all the insurance and so on. You're pretty happy with them? I
Yeah,
mean,
we're happy with them.
Okay,
Yeah, they're responsive. Yeah, we're happy.
Okay. all right. Is there a motion to accept the proposal for property and liability insurance from the MML through Meadowbrook in the amount of $185,526?
So moved. Support.
Motion support. Any other comments, questions? Marcy, would you call the roll, please?
Councilmember Vanderwall,
Yes.
Gelderlos,
Yes.
Steenstra,
Yes.
and Mayor Mas.
Yes. Next item.
Next item is board and commission appointments for 2025. The packet includes an updated summary sheet that's revised from the version we all discussed on November 11th. It outlines the vacancies, expiring terms, and willingness of current appointees to be reappointed, as well as those boards or applicable staff members who have recommendations. So what's recommended this evening is that the city council work through that list and consider filling the relevant vacancies.
Council members, how would you like to proceed? You want to do like, we could do it a blanket, or we could do them one at a time, which kind of would be my suggestion, because some of them, maybe there's not enough applicants, and we need to maybe discuss that a little bit more. Sure.
Yeah, question, I can't remember the last time we did this, but, I feel like we also kind of waited till we had a full council,
Yeah.
so we could all weigh in.
Okay.
Based on our various appointments that we have within this. I'm happy to do it now, but I don't know if we're missing additional, knowledge and advice from those not here.
I'd actually be good with that, because that maybe gives us a couple weeks to do a little recruiting ourselves if we haven't done it, and maybe some of the names are probably folks that you've recruited. I would be fine with waiting a couple, I don't.
There's also
see
not
that
a
as
ton.
problem.
I felt like last time we did this, there
Right.
was a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were.
Does that sound right, Tim? Yeah.
Council members, Randy?
Yeah, I'd also like to tag in on that. I was just recently made aware that I believe a tree board member is Martha. Thank you. Our secretary is not going to be serving again, so we're gonna have a vacancy that may not,
Okay.
there we go. So, and the tree board has not kicked that around or had any discussion on that, so perhaps it's advantageous to,
All right.
for us to have a discussion the first part of January on
Yeah.
that as well.
So I think then our next regular meeting would be the 13th, so that gives us all time also to do a little bit of recruiting. Josh?
I was just gonna mention something similar for the park board.
Okay. Yeah.
So I see that Tim Maynard is asking not to be reappointed because he's currently now been asked to serve on the, is it the planning commission? And, which is fine. So there's a vacancy there, but it's a board vacancy. And, I just wanted to kind of remind everybody how the Park and Rec Board works. You have city appointments, you have school appointments, and then you have board appointments from within the board itself. And so it looks like his position is a board appointment, so it's a vacancy, but it's not a vacancy that this group would necessarily take action on. And I would assume that in the new year, we would do some interviewing or look at some of the candidates that have applied for the park board to make a recommendation for that one too.
Sounds like we may defer just a little bit on this. There is one appointment that, I'm sorry, Randy, did you have something?
Go ahead, but I do have one thing, but
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I also serve on the ZBA, and it's a position that I'm happy to do, but at times it's a bit uncomfortable for me to do, serving on this board as well. When you get in the middle of neighbors deciding on zoning issues. And so I think it may be advantageous if we have people who are willing to serve, and it's advantageous to have citizens on the ZBA, not a council member. And I don't think there's anything illegal or wrong about it. I've ran that up the food chain a few times. It's slightly past my comfort level. I think could be better, a position that could be better served by a citizen of this community if we have that opportunity.
Okay, because you checked that, because I know there's some boards, it seems like there has to be a council member on there, but maybe that's planning.
Okay.
Oh, that's right, Ken's hiding back there. I don't know, maybe he knows the answer to that. Anyway, we'll check that out, okay.
Just throwing that out.
All right.
Thank you.
So it looks like we're gonna defer on this for,
That's fine, we're happy.
actually, 4 weeks, which is a
Yeah.
while, that gives us all time.
Sure.
There was one matter that I am, it's not on the agenda, but I'm asking, hopefully the council will make the approval. And that is, on the Rapid Board, Paul Truce's term comes up, and the Rapid Chair has asked me, they'd like to know as soon as possible who our appointee is. I haven't checked with Paul, I'm assuming it's correct, he was willing to serve. He's not here tonight, so
Perfect time to appoint him.
this is what happens. But he does a fine job, he's at the meetings, he participates, and I think he's interested in it, so.
Yes.
So is there a motion to reappoint Councilor Truce to the Rapid Board? I think it's for a 2-year period?
Yes, so moved.
Support.
Motion support, thank you. Any discussion? Oh, Marcy, would you call the roll on that one, please?
Councilmember Gelderlos,
Yes.
Merringa,
Yes.
Steenstra,
Yes.
Vanderwall,
Yes.
and Mayor Mas.
Yes. And if memory serves me correctly, Marcy, the applicant likes to have a written resolution copy. So thank you for calling the roll on that one too. Griffin, anything else?
I have a few more things.
Okay.
If you all don't mind, we're happy to bring appointments back in January. I would just like to call attention to the Brownfield Redevelopment Authority. This is a board that over the past decade or so has not been particularly active. Nevertheless, very appreciative of those members who have continued to be willing to be appointed in the case they were called upon. We are anticipating this is going to be an active board in 2025. And with that, we do have at least 2 vacancies. So if you all wouldn't mind over the next month putting a little thought into doing any recruiting or reaching out to anyone in the community you all may know who may be interested in serving on that board. They may have a pretty exciting role in some potential projects in town in the next year or so. So it could be a time if there's someone looking to get involved. So I'd appreciate that. A few other items more as an announcement type items for this evening. First, if you all don't mind, I'm gonna ask the fire department and the police department to come up for just 1 minute. They have a few thank yous they'd like to do with some of the holiday events they've been doing in the community.
Longer to walk up here.
No worries, thanks, Chief.
Thanks. Back on the 7th of December, the fire department, in conjunction with our local Meyer store, had our Shop with a Hero event. And I just wanted to take a minute to publicly thank Meyer because they're the real heroes in the deal. They fully fund the thing this year. We had 30 students, 10 each from Grandville Elementary, Century Park Learning Center, and we picked up the new Oakstown Intermediate School. So 30 families that wouldn't have otherwise had a Christmas shopping experience got it that morning. And we also had some great help from the student council leaders at the high school and the staff and faculty from those 3 schools. So just wanted to give them a public shout out. That's all. Thanks. Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Chief.
Good evening. Right along the same lines as that, I'd like to take this opportunity to publicly thank some of the organizations that helped us kind of spread some of that Christmas joy over the past week within the police department. On December 12th, the Grandville Police Department participated and was actually the local organizer for an event called Toy Express, which is basically sponsored by a national organization called First Responders Children's Foundation. And this foundation donated approximately 350 toys that we in turn brought over to the Helen DeVos Children's Hospital, acted in conjunction with them, along with our Grandville Fire Department and then other area agencies, medical, fire department, and police departments. The great thing about this was when we put this annual event on our Facebook page, and this was the 4th year we've done it, we actually had community businesses step up and say, hey, we want to be a part of this. And what those businesses did is collected another about 200 to 250 toys. So we actually transported roughly about 600 toys to the Helen DeVos Children's Hospital through this Toy Express. So I'd like to thank Consumers Credit Union, Grandville Transform Fitness, North Central Area Credit Union, and Nothing Bunk Cake for what their employees did and what their customers did to kind of make this a truly successful event. I also wanted to thank the Grandville Walmart and Target stores for their assistance with the Christmas shopping events that we held, that we actually host with the Grandville Public Schools. And Shop with a Cop was hosted at Walmart this past Sunday morning. This event was financially possible and supported by the Walmart Spark Good Grant Program and a donation from the Grandville High School Student Council. We were able to host 47 total students from 5 of the elementary schools here in town. Fire department usually takes the rest of the schools and does their event with Meyer, so it's really good to have businesses help us out with that. This morning we did Heroes and Helpers, which is hosted by and at Target store, and we did that this morning, and this is financially supported through a Target grant. We were able to take 20 students from the middle school and high school, and they also, Target donated 300 candy canes to pass out for when Santa and SRO Jake Carlson visited the kindergarten classes throughout the city after that event. So it's always kind of a good week. It's a busy week here at the police department, but we're thankful to all our community partners, and the community members, and the community businesses that help make this possible. So thank you. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A few other quick reminders. The city hall is going to be closed between the hours of noon and 1 p.m. this Thursday, the 19th. So all staff can participate in a holiday luncheon. We have put notices on the website and the doors, but just want to share that out to the community in case anyone here is just going to give everyone an opportunity to celebrate together for that lunch hour this Thursday. I want to thank everyone for their patience, regarding some technical audio issues we're having regarding last week's meeting recording. I don't know if any of you noticed it. It hasn't been able to get uploaded to YouTube yet. We're just running into some technical difficulties, so we'll get that resolved as soon as we can. But for those members of the community maybe looking for that, we are aware. We're doing the best we can to get that resolved. On the kind of more sad news front, I have to share that Amanda Ratchkey, our 4th of July coordinator, has resigned her position with us as of last week. I think it's good for her in the sense of the opportunity she has in front of her, but it is sad for us. She did a really nice job on that event this last year, and going to put us in a spot where we're going to have a little bit of work to do on that event upcoming. So staff is going to be evaluating kind of next steps, but just wanted to make you all aware that unfortunately she has put in her resignation with us. So we're going to be working through that. So if you have questions or concerns, please let me know. I'm happy to talk more. I'm sure we'll be having some more conversations about that as we move forward. And then lastly, just want to share with the city council that I will be out of the office on Monday, the 30th of December, doing a late holiday on the other side of the state. That's what happens when you have a divorced family and in-laws all over. So going to try to share the love a little bit with everyone, but I will be out of the office that Monday. Otherwise, I'll be around for the holidays. So if any of you need anything from me, please let me know. That's all I have for this evening, but I'm happy to answer any questions there may be.
Questions for Griffin? No, we'll go to council member comments, and Jared, we'll start with you tonight.
Yeah, well, I just apologize for saying present for Paul Troost. He's obviously not here. I just naturally skipped over from Tim to myself, so apologize for that. He is not here, I am here. Thank you. Just want to wish everybody Merry Christmas. Thanks for all the folks who showed up tonight. It's always kind of fun to see, especially the quiet man in the corner. Thanks for coming back to City Hall on the last meeting of the year. And Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks for all the good stuff going on in the fire department, police department, this time of year. Teresa, I've been out of town for a week and a half, out of state, and missed a lot of the good stuff this year, but it is the most wonderful time of the year, and it's great to be part of the Grandville community. So, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Thanks everybody for the opportunity to serve, and I appreciate the opportunity to serve with all of you and work with all of you. Hope you have a good holiday and looking forward to 2025. I know we've got some big projects coming up and different things that we're working on. Looking forward to our strategic planning session in January. I think that'll be some good discussion again too. It always is. And just everybody stay safe and healthy.
Great.
Yeah, I just want to say I feel very fortunate and blessed to have lived in this community for 35, 40 years and raised a family here. And I just want to feel fortunate, and I just want to wish everybody happy holidays. Thank you.
Yeah, I too just want to say how grateful I am to work with such great people on the council. There's a good spirit of cooperation, putting the citizens first, and I really appreciate that very much. Appreciate working with wonderful people at the city and working with wonderful residents and friends. And tonight I'm especially happy that we have our assistant city manager here this year, because you weren't here last year, so thank you. I'm very glad you're here. So, with that, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Support.
Support. All those in favor, please say yes. Yes.
Yes.
Any opposition, please say no. Thank you.